What's up, ladies and incels? I'm back, and as you saw by the title and intro and everything, you know what we're talking about today. But before we dive into that, couple things. This is the first video I'm doing with an article to go with it for maxlop.com. That's going to be a more in-depth, into the weeds. This is going to be a more high-level overview, what I've done with it, what I plan to do with it, what I think about it, and so on. But before we dive into that, some things that I'm going to be talking about in the future that I want to know what you want to see about first. Premium lightweight build for hunting. A somewhat premium semi-custom rimfire rifle. My first shotgun I've ever purchased for shooting gobblers. Stumpy V5 here. That's definitely getting a video soon, but if you want it next, let me know. And then finally, the 338 Lapua. I don't want to call it a build because I just slapped a barrel to action in a chassis. Upgrade, I suppose. Whatever you want to call it. But with all that out of the way, Bill here from Mad Max and Max Length the Pull. If you want to check us out some more, Instagram at MadMaxLOP. Got rid of the dirty words out of the handles on everything, as you can see in the YouTube name. If you want to help the channel financially, patreon.com/MadMaxGuns. That one keeps the dirty word. But without further ado, I bring you Nancy. Yes, she's clear, nerds. But Nancy just threw a poll out on the interwebs on Instagram for a name for it, just because I figured this build, upper, rifle, carbine, I will use those interchangeably throughout the video, deserved a name because, and somebody came up with Nancy and I thought that was funny, and I went with it because it's ironic, because our Lord and Savior of San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi, you know, she loves guns, so I figure I'd go with it, you know. So what is it? It's a Knight's Armament SR-15 carbine mod 2 14.5 inch upper. Yes, it's pinned and welded. No, I did not want to SBR a 14.5 because $200 for a tax stamp for a 14.5. Am I really enjoying the benefits of an SBR? No. Comes out of the box pretty much as you see it, minus a few things that I added. Nice micro irons. This 3-prong flash hider for the corn cob. The upgraded bolt in the bolt carrier. I believe it's like an E3.2 or something like that. Don't quote me on it. And then an ambi charging handle. I believe it's just a rebranded charging handle from somebody else, but it's just a nice solid charging handle. What I've added to it, As you saw in the video, I've gone through a couple optic configurations, and I landed back here on the T2 as I started with, but on a lower 1/3 mount. And then right here we got a Surefire Scout 300 or whatever, the little mini guys. Had it laying around, it's on an air socket M-lock mount. So that's what the upper is. The lower is an LMT Defender 2000. I bought a couple of these when there was a Beto, hell yeah, I'm going to take your AR-15 scare, so I bought a couple, threw them in the safe, and here we are with this one. Lower parts kit's a Geisley, has the nice knurled mag release, the Maritime Super Marine Corps Navy SEAL knurled ping pong paddle, bolt release, bolt catch, whatever you want to call it, a nice ambi selector switch, SSA trigger, and a pretty nice trigger guard here. What else came with it? Takedown pins knurled. That's what came with the lower parts kit. Grip is a B2. I wanted to try one out for a while, so I got one. It's a nice vertical grip, you know, for the, you know, the Travis Haley, you know, straight lines are strong, angles are weak thing. That most of, well, I only have 2 ARs at the moment, but yeah, both of them I run vertical. I've used BCM in the past, used Magpul K2s in the past. Voltor A5, if you don't know what that is, it is a buffer length that is somewhere between rifle and carbine, and yeah, it helps reduce recoil for smoother shooting, as this rifle demonstrates. And then a Gunfighter, BCM Gunfighter SOP mod. I was running a CTR for a while, and I was playing around with buddies, Gunfighter, and I was like, yo, let me get that, and he said no, so I was like, fuck, I'm gonna buy my own. And then ye old Slingster in M81 or M81 Woodland Camo because. So that's a basic breakdown of what it is. Why is it? Why did I want it? It's kind of twofold. I wanted to see if KAC was worth the hype. And I've wanted a 14.5 for a long time, and I kind of wanted like the end-all be-all 14.5 for me that I'll never have to upgrade from, which I probably will, because I always kick myself in the ass when I say that, with quite literally almost everything. But yeah, no, I'm buying into the hype. It's worth it. I was sat, you know, email for notifications on Pre-Sample Depot for a very long time. The 11.5s were available, but you know, I wanted a 14.5 because I wanted something that I could do everything with, not one particular thing perfectly. I wanted to be able to shoot out to like 600, 500, 600, 700 yards with in like an SPR, DMR capacity, scope carbine, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to be able to do flat range stuff and, you know, maneuver around quick and then take classes and whatnot with it and, you know, feel at home, which I do. And plus, the URX4 is definitely my favorite rail out right now. A lot of people try to do it. BCMs I find are a little too small, and then the Geisleys are a little too big, but this is where we're at. That's why I bought it. That's what it is. What I've done with it. Started out with the T2 on a Absolute Co-Witness LaRue mount. Hate Absolute Co-Witness. It's just what the T2 came on, and I bought it on auction for a fair price. So, you know, I was running it for a little while. I ran it for 500 rounds like that, bone dried, just the way it is that came out of the box. I want to see if there's any malfunctions. There were no rifle-induced malfunctions. I had one bad magazine that wouldn't let the rounds come up. You know, the thing in the shoulder that goes up, that thing. But, yeah, no, that was the only malfunction. The mag wasn't feeding right. Tried it on other ARs and it still didn't feed right, so definitely was the mag and not this. Took it off, took it all apart, cleaned it, real nice. Yeah, and then I've shot since then another 680 rounds. I'm at 1,180 rounds and still zero malfunctions. I've tried it with like an SPR DMR configuration, a Recce configuration. I had a track torque on it like you saw in the beginning of the video, 1 to 8, and I mounted the T2 on a 12 o'clock. Did not like that, way too high up. That's why I like the lower 1/3, the skyscraper mounts, not my jam. I like being down on it. I feel like I can drive it better. When I had the Mark 6 on there for a little while, I did like it. I bought a case of 77 grain IMI OTM Mod 1. It's a Mark 262 clone. Dropped it in a condition 1 mount with the T2 on an offset. I felt very comfortable with it on the offset. Like, it's almost like I felt more natural than this. But it just became too much, and I wanted to just be able to go out to the range and rip and not fucking lug around, you know, an extra 20 ounces, all things considered, is pretty light for that, for the Mark 6 3-18, considering I'm pretty sure the Razor 1-10 and the ATAC or 1-8 are either the same or a little bit heavier. But I want a more sleek look at this point. So this is where we're at. This is where I fell back on this. And since I put this on, I've done a 5200 0 for the first time. And, you know, I always scoffed at people. I always did a 25-yard 0 where the point of impact was slightly lower than the point of aim. So it was supposed to be a 100-yard 0. So I did that forever. And then I never really properly zeroed these, like, to the cat's ass. But, you know, I'm there now. And let me tell you, I'm definitely late to the show on this one, but I love the 5200. You just hold on the target, and you'll hit it. 5 yards, 25 yards, 50 yards. You're gonna hit the target as long as it's not like a little MOA sized target. And you know, just go out there and try it. Everyone preaches their own zeros, like the 36-meter 0 for your Marine Corps guys. Go bark at a tree or something like that. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm sure it works just fine. I was making shots out to 428 yards with it standing just by holding. If my body is the silhouette target, I was holding right about here, left edge, and at head height. And my first 2 rounds were just to see where I was at because I had no idea where to hold. First day shooting this 0. And I saw a little puff of smoke and I was like, oh, would you look at that? And then, the first 3 were that. And then the next 7, I had 3 or 4 impacts on the next 7 with 55 grain Armscore bullshit ammo. Armscore 223 is actually ass cheeks. Came factory with shoulders blown out, and I actually had to use the forward assist to jam it in there, which I would not suggest. But, yeah, no. 420... whatever, 430 yards, we'll say, just for, you know, rough estimation, standing up, 55 grain ammo. Pretty impressed. Now, that being said, this is not at all like a precision rifle. When I had it set up for the DMR or whatever, I was using the 77 grain OTMs, which through my green gun, which just has a 16-inch ballistic advantage barrel in it, I was getting sub-MOA accuracy with 5-round groups, and, you know, I tried every ammo I could at the 69 grain, 77 grain, 73 grain, like burger, real high class shit. And the best groups I could get is 1.25 inches. And it's considered a fighting rifle. You know, so I don't blame it for that. It's not a precision rifle. It's not supposed to be. It doesn't claim to be. Now, there's always, oh, you can hand load and do it. But no, I'm not going to do that. It's not, like, I don't care that much to be able to shoot little tiny groups. I shot out to 600 yards with it with the 77 grains, pretty repeated, you know, impacts, and I'm happy with that. Now, this being a quote-unquote fighting rifle, logically you would think that it's overgassed so it could just eat up every ammo, and it might be, because I shot steel case through it, I shot 223, shot 5.56, and I even shot these hand loads that I made like a couple thousand of them during the whole ammo crisis of 2020 and 2021. I made that ammo with the lowest charge possible that would cycle in a carbine length gas system, just because that was the rifle I was using at the time. And with my green gun, which has a mid-length, it doesn't cycle it too well. This ate it like a champ. Mind you, I was doing the lowest charges for 2 reasons: the economy and less recoil. But yeah, back on track. This ate it up no problem. When I was doing the break-in period, I shot the shit out of all that stuff because it was just sitting in the back of the ammo cabinet forever. But yeah, so this eats up everything you feed it. So Nancy's a fat little bitch. And on the inside, I guess, because this is slick as fuck. But again, moving forward, it might be considered overgassed. I don't feel it. Maybe because I got this on there. But it has like this weird proprietary gas system that's not quite a rifle, not quite a mid-length. As you'll read in the article, which I'm going to dive into the details, most of this upper is proprietary to Knight's Armament from the bolt carrier forward. So, like, if you're a garage gunsmith, don't mess with these. Send it out to an actual KAC armor. There's a reason that they're certified by KAC. It's not like Glock. Everybody can work on a Glock. If you follow pages on Instagram like Pre-Sample Depot, Black Rifle, and I know they're the same person, and NS Armory, like you always see their Hall of Shame where everything's broken because somebody sends them something that they try to work on in the garage. But yeah, so I've fed it everything. We're right around 1,200 rounds through it. I know that's not like a heavy round count. We'll get there, but I just wanted to get my thoughts of it as of now out there. That's what I've done with it. Mostly flat range stuff, a little bit of long range stuff, but on a flat farm. Anywhere from 5 yards out to 600. And that's what it's done. Now, the next thing is where we're going to go from it. I know I'm full of shit when I say this, but I'm going to keep it like this for now until I start getting into night vision, which I would love to, but I have way too many irons in the fire in my personal life to be dropping $5,000 on something that I can't necessarily shoot all the time. And I'll get there one day, but I do want to turn this into like a nice night fighting rifle as well. Or probably going to get like a white phosphor 14. I don't necessarily see myself needing duals, but do I need night vision in general? No. But probably going to get my white phosphor 14, and then I like the look of D-balls, but everyone complains that their illumination isn't too good. But drop in the comments if you have like vast experience with night vision stuff and what you think I should do, because I'm open to suggestions down the road. But yeah, that's where I'm going to be going with this. But yeah, that's Nancy. I'm really happy with it. It's smooth shooting. It's easy to maintain. It's just right in the middle of, like, it's not too long clearly with the 16-inch overall. And then it's not too short. Like, I had the chance to get a 11.5. I've had 11.5s. I had 10.3s. I had 12.5s. They were fun, but, you know, I got bored. Now, I'm really digging the 14.5. I hate the term do-all rifle because a do-all rifle doesn't exist. But I feel confident that I could do anything I want with this good enough. It's not going to be the best at anything. But, yeah, that's it. Now, if you have any thoughts on it, if you want to know any more opinions about it, either drop comments, hit the DMs, whatever you want. I try to respond to as much as I can. And if you like the video, as always, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Check out Patreon if you want. We're slowly building there. You'll see this video early on there because I still gotta write the article. And then, yeah. If you got any questions about anything else that I've posted in the past, stuff that's upcoming, again, let me know what you want to see. Make sure you subscribe. Yes, I know the intro was long, but there's a lot of footage to scramble through. But that's Nancy, man. Love it. I feel like I can beat the piss out of it. The last 600 rounds, 700 rounds have been without cleaning. Let's see if I can. There's the proof. And I plan on keeping going. I'll probably clean again at 2,000 rounds, and then maybe not, maybe. I don't know what's done. But I like to shoot the shit out of my rifles. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you really think. That's Nancy. Hope you liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the Instagram. Check out the Patreon if you want. And as always, if you didn't like the video, eat a dick. See you next time.